Hey guys, Kip from Famous by Friday Pickleball. Got a brand new paddle to review. The new FLIK. This is the F1 Terracore XC. Excited to get out and hit this paddle a little bit. It's got kind of some completely different components that I'm just really excited and going to see what kind of performance it brings. FLIK is a new company. It is made by Body Helix. Body Helix has been around for quite some time. They've had some really cool paddles in the past that I have liked a lot. So I'm really excited about this. Body Helix came up with FLIK, and they call it their FLIK Sandbox. So there are paddles there. This one is USAPA approved, but they have paddles on there that aren't. They just call them FLIK approved. So they're at a discounted rate. They're the same exact paddles as the USPA approved paddles. But if you're not a sanctioned tournament player, you have no interest in that, you're just a social player, rec player, just loving the game, you don't have to buy something more expensive. You can buy the same exact paddle and not have to worry about having it checked at sanctioned tournaments. Now, that's very cool. We all know how much the USAPA charge to get these paddles approved. It's really cost prohibitive. So a lot of companies, I suspect, are going to try this and just give kind of discounted paddles, or not, really expensive paddles, because you have to mark them up to cover this. And people can still play with a very quality paddle. So FLIK has come up with the FLIK Sandbox. There's all sorts of paddles in there to choose from. They're all exactly the same as the ones that are USAPA approved. So it's kind of exciting, kind of new, kind of different. Think of it as like the Selkirk Labs project. Well, that's designed to put out these paddles. Some of their properties are going to work, some of it isn't. Go back to this. There's been a couple of those, the 001, I'm going to throw it under the bus. It was absolutely terrible. So you didn't get anything out of that. But they're trying new things, and then they're going to put it into their Selkirk line. That's probably what's going to happen a little bit with some of the FLIK paddles. You're going to get the ones that are really popular and really cool. You're probably going to go ahead and get those USAPA approved, and so sanctioned players can play with them. It's just a way of trying it, almost a beta test, if you will. Very cool idea. So this is the new FLIK Terracore HC. Now, it's got a 16 millimeter Terracore. The Terracore is a foam core, I believe. They're being very secretive about this, but it's not a foam core like the carbon true foam or the rhombus ripple, that if you see that under CT or X-ray, it's just, there's no density. So foam has the same density as air, so it looks exactly the same. It's just totally black. There's nothing there. This under CT and X-ray has kind of a white tint, so it's got some density to it, but I still believe it is a foam core. So that, I expect it's going to play a lot like the, the carbon true foam or the rhombus ripple, or even the new Selkirk 008. I think it's going to have some of those same foam properties. That the surface is 4 layers of Toray T700 carbon fiber, so that should soften it and make it a little more controllable, hopefully. I'm excited to see what they've done. This paddle is 16.5 inches long by 7.5 inches wide, 5.5 inch long grip, 4.25 in circumference. It does come in at 8.1 ounces, 120 swing weight, and a twist weight of 6.4. Really good, really excited about this paddle. Headed out to the courts right now. Hope you're going to be there. We'll try the new FLIK F1 Terracore. This is the XC. All right, guys, we'll see what it does. I'll be back. what the velocity. Start that over. All right, guys, this is the Body Helix FLIK F1 Terracore. This is a USAP approved paddle. Go after this. Really nice. Let me do that again. Really nice. I tried to get a little more air underneath it and let it go back there. Most of these foam core paddles, you don't really want to overswing too much. Oh, it's right there though. It's really good accuracy. Let me do that again. I feel guilty. I haven't hit that. It's going right toward it. It's right there. All the balls are rolling back to kind of the same spot. So all those balls were kind of in the same area. All right, let me spin a couple here with the Body Helix F1, FLIK F1. It's a Terracore paddle. Let me do this again. Ooh. Well. Let me do this again. Yeah, I was going to say the first one didn't spin at all, and I wondered if that was me, that I didn't really go after it, and it was me. That second one spun a lot. Okay, let me do this again. Yeah, you can hear that whistling on the way over. I am hitting it into the wind now. Let me do this again. I'm trying to really get under it. Let me spin one. Let me go right after this target. See how controllable the spin is? Seems to be a little hit and miss almost. Let me go after this again. Oh, that was really nice. Really nice. That had good spin. Hey guys, back. Just spent the last few weeks getting to know the new FLIK F1 Terracore. I had some preconceived ideas of how this paddle was going to hit. I think I even sent in the opener that I really believed it was going to be very similar to like the Rhombus Ripple or the Carbon True Foam. Paddles like that with the, and even the Selkirk 008 a little bit, that had the foam core. I thought it was going to kind of, the ball was going to trampoline off there the same way. And it kind of does, but it does do something just a little bit different. I'm going to bounce through all the attributes of this paddle because I was surprised in a lot of ways. I always start with power. And I'm going to start with power again. My average normal serving speed, 48 to 50. My average with the FLIK F1 was 55.2. I had a 61 mile an hour serve in there. The ball just shoots off of here. And you'd expect that. Once again, we'll go back to the foam core paddles. We kind of expect that a little bit. But 61, I had never seen that number on my radar gun before. That was just absolutely incredible. And the average 55.2 is just, that's insane numbers for me. That is really quick. A lot of velo coming off this paddle. So let's go to accuracy, control, and consistency. They are there, but, and everything has a but. This is very much like all the other foam core paddles. That's where the foam core paddles, to me, kind of lose it a little bit. You've got to adjust what you do to get that accuracy and control. Now, the 4 layers of Torii T700 carbon fiber help so much. They really do. The accuracy and control and consistency is there, but you have to spend a moment and find it and know sometimes when you go to dink cross court, that ball is going to shoot out and there's nothing you can do about it. It just is going to take some time. You're going to have to live with the frustration for a moment, but you can find it and it is there. If you're patient enough, it'll come there. And I would go across the board with all the foam core paddles that we're seeing. You're going to have to spend a moment. Same with this, but it is there. I was pretty impressed how well it did. Now, spin-wise, really pretty good again. With the 4 layers of Torii T700 carbon fiber, the ball stayed on there, had nice sweet dwell time, so you could really spin that ball and turn it. And once again, if you can throw some topspin in with this, you're not going to have those flyers, and you're going to be able to keep it in the court. Feedback and feel, so nice with this. The sweet spot is enormous. You can pretty much hit the ball off of anywhere on this paddle. You're still going to have the same, pretty much the same performance. It really nice sweet spot. Also, a cool aspect of this paddle is the sound. It wouldn't qualify as a quiet paddle, but much like the other foam core paddles, this has a nice kind of muted sound. It's not obnoxious at all. It's very, you can kind of just, it's just really nice. It's not harsh at all. Love the technology. Very good defense to offense paddle. Once again, you put this paddle in front of it. Now, you got to be kind of aware, a little cognizant. You don't want to jump on something because it's going to go high. But good defense to offense. Really good once you get up the net, because anything going off this paddle is going to go quick and it's going to go deep. So it is really a joy to hit once you get up to the net. Really good depth on all the shots, honestly. And you don't have I said you have a lot of flyers, but it's not a lot of flyers. You're just going to get the ball deep. Just be aware, if you swing, you better put a little top spin on it, most likely, to keep the ball under control. Very quick at the net at 8.1 ounces. You can really maneuver this around. At an 8.1 ounces, it's very customizable. You could put weight on here wherever you want. I like this paddle a lot. I kept going back to it during open play or rec play. I kept going back to the bag and grabbing a little bit. I really like this a lot. You can do so many things with it. And that, as we know, we're very close. We're 14 feet away from one another once we're up the non-volley zone. A little bit of added velo, the ball gets there real quick. So it's just a lot of fun to play with. I love to serve anyway and get that kind of speed on a serve. It does a lot of things well. I really like this paddle a lot. I didn't find really any negatives with it, unless, once again, you're going to have to spend a little time with it and get used to that power. Another cool thing about this paddle is it is only $140. I think it's $140.05 US. That's really good, and that's for the USAPA approved. I think the regular paddle of this that's just FLIK approved, I think I discussed that in the opener, in the FLIK sandbox, that's not USAPA approved, so you could use it in sanctioned events. I think it is just $80 US, and that is pretty sweet. This is so cool. Once again, Body Helix is one of my favorite companies anyway. But this is just really cool. I couldn't find any negatives with that. Just spend some time with it and get used to it. All right, guys, I'd love to hear some comments on this. The FLIK Terracore. If you guys have tried this, if you've played with it, how it compares for you to other foam core paddles out there. I think it does pretty well against all of them. So I liked it a lot. So, all right, guys, as always, hit like, hit subscribe. I'll be back with more content really soon. There's so many paddles coming up, and spring is coming. So, all right, get out and play.